Ooh, we are live. Can I hear you? Why? I think you are muted.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yo.
Sup. Okay.
Okay.
Are you?
I think welcome everyone to our product stream. I think this is our first time doing something slightly different for the product streams. Usually we started off with like Twitter Spaces. Now we're doing like a whole StreamYard streaming to all the different platforms. So a bit nervous and super excited. And then yeah, I have Sian with me to co-host, and yeah, I think we can get started. Or if Sian, you have some remarks.
Yeah, no, it's just like my first time co-hosting. It's a strange dream to fulfill. So we'll try to keep it casual and talk more about like the product updates. And then I guess we will, yeah, as you can tell, we have no like planetary core level slides. We have whatever you see on the screen. And yeah, so Wawa and I will be your hosts for today, and then we will talk through we'll talk everything through, and then now I'm distracted by the backstage, so we might have like a different co-host.
Hey.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me?
wow, hi, can you hear you?
Should I put hey? I mean, this I think will be cool. I mean, been a while since we do this thing. I think last time we did it was like what? How long ago? Why? I don't know, a month ago,
2 months?
2 months ago.
Yeah, 2 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
it
I
was
think-
like I remember it was on Twitter Spaces. Then I couldn't see like the product like changes and updates. Can't see faces too, so I think this is a nice change, to be honest.
Hopefully, people enjoy seeing our face.
I enjoy seeing your hair, Siong. I'm not sure about everybody, but I enjoy seeing your hair.
nice hair. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
this time around we have more engineers, and then we'll speak about more product updates as well. So definitely a lot more feedback that you can gather from this specific call. So I think let's get started with the first engineer.
Yeah. So I think first we are definitely going to talk about sport, and of course we have Waikit who is joining us. So I think there we go. Yeah. Hello. Wow,
everyone.
deep voice. Wow, deep voice. Okay, so we have a Waikit with us. So Waikit really is the man behind all like the front end changes you see on Spot. And then I guess now he started with like DCA, if you don't know, and then now doing a lot of like the Spot UI changes that you see. So yeah, we have Waikit. Hi Waikit.
Hello, so nice seeing everyone. And just now Siong coming in like super randomly was pretty fun to look at as well.
I thought you were going to say fuck or something like that.
No.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
this
Waikit
super
has
casual
another
session is fun. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, let's keep it super casual. No stress about it. I think we have like a couple of things that we want to talk about that we shipped in like the product change log for the past 2 months, I would say. And then yeah, we can go through them, and I think the community can have like some comments about it. Yeah, so we can start off with the first one. Okay, here we go. I'm sure everybody has seen this on like jup.ag. So, ooh, I love that. This is exactly how casual I want this session to be. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, yes, we have the warning pills. This has been like, even though it's such a small pill that you see, we have gone through so many iterations that YY and Waikit will both agree, and that this is the reason why we wanted to talk about this first. So, ooh, yeah, I love the heart. Okay, so yeah, I think essentially what really like sparked this was, I think, number one, our warning pills will look quite different previously. Anyone remember how it looked like?
I think in the like before the warning pills, how it got to us, transitioning from something to warning pills was it was all modals before that. So when you choose a token that it's not verified, for example, it will have tons of like pop-ups warning the users, and Mel likes to call it something like it's almost like the Singapore government trying to tell you what's right and what's wrong, and he absolutely hates it. So
And that's what I say. The Singapore government trying to warn you what not to do and what to do.
yeah, I remember it really well because the way he put it was really
Quote to
accurate
quote.
and really funny, and it's only something Mel would say. Yeah. So from there, we wanted to do warning pills, and the warning pills are probably a nudge for users to know what they are doing and maybe not buy the wrong token, and also friendly enough so that we do not actually block users too much who are trying to get into meme tokens, and a lot of these meme tokens are always not verified. So these warning pills sort of serve as a guideline for users.
Ooh. Yeah, the zoom in is real. When we talk about the warning pill, so this is
We
literally
are not
after
showing the before version here. The before version here
Yeah,
is
we
actually very intrusive. It's like when you try to do something, there's like big pop up that come on your face. Then if you like go through it, then usually people just ignore it. Like you see all the agreement that's long. You just
yeah,
okay,
terms
just
and
close.
terms and
Exactly.
conditions. Yeah, so I think we really tried to like balance, like what Waikit say, like not being intrusive, but still let you know that, hey, this might be something that you should look out for before you really press that swap button. So yeah, I think this was like the before and then like after evolution of it. But what we have on screen is not verified and verified. And the story behind this, I think some of you might have seen the tweet. If you haven't, we will try to find it afterwards. But yeah, but essentially what happens, like we have this authority warning, as you can see, and it's always like in red. So our users are like, oh my gosh, red is bad, only green is good, right? So we have like this red authority warning button, which keeps showing whether you were a verified token or not. So you have instances where PYUSD, a legit token, but then we show like bright, like clear red that, hey, the authority warning, and we keep emphasizing kind of in a way to the user that this is something bad. Yeah. So and then that's why we have this iteration of what we see right now versus for non-verified and verified. So yeah, Waikit can talk us through like how we even get here and try to like make it more subtle as well.
Yeah. Just want to echo back on what you say. Like there are authority like tokens with authority warning, but they are verified. So it's kind of counterintuitive to have like a token list that you actually verified, and you have this red warning saying that you have an authority warning for this token, and it really scares users off, and it confuses them, and yeah, understandably. So for verified tokens, we would not we will not like we will still show the authority warning, but it's not red in color. So I think this it's a really good move, and a very I would say low effort. It's just a change of color, and if it's verified, we just don't show red. And yeah, I think it really benefits the user, confuses them lesser, and yeah,
I mean, I think another thing that to point out here is that it like people look at freeze authority, and like things like that for other tokens, like some mint tokens, they might worry about, okay, like it happens all the time, like we get complaints all the time, like people after trading a token, then the project owner freeze their tokens so that they cannot buy and sell at all, right? But
Mm.
for PYUSD, it's actually a legit use case, because for them it's their stable coin project. They need certain authority, certain rights to like prevent certain things. So in this particular case, PYUSD, they are not some random mean token or anything like that. So they are here in, like, they have to have the right to do this kind of thing to make sure that certain things they have to follow. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And now that we're on warnings, we have more warnings to show on the right. I think this is another many iterations before what you see on the UI. I think YK and myself and even Siong, we all looked at this. So price difference versus price impact. Funnily, we show both on the UI. So there is a difference between price difference and price impact. And our previous UI, we don't have it here, but I remember this. So before I joined Jupiter, when I see the price difference, so it will show me, oh, but I rate and the quoted rate from Jupiter. So they always show that, oh, the but I rate seems better. So I would think to myself, oh, should I trade on but I instead? So the naive me would get that from the same price difference warning. But coming to Jupiter, I realized that, oh, I was so wrong about this. And hence we had more changes to the model and basically what we and define again, like what is price difference, what is price impact. Yeah. Not sure if Waikit is going to share the funny story that we had while we investigate these two difference.
Yeah. So when we started looking, like, since we were working on the warning pills, and price difference and price impact were actually part of the warning pills. So it makes sense to actually address them and see what makes sense and what does not. From the get-go, both of them don't. I mean, we show both like price difference and price impact, and it actually really confuses users. We had to define like what is price difference and redefine what is price difference and price impact. So the price difference on the screen, you can see it's the rate that differs from bird eye, our rate, and bird eye's rate, and that's the price difference. And price impact is actually if a pool has actually does not have a liquidity that actually matches, not I wouldn't say matches, if the trade they are making actually affects the liquidity in the pool, then it's price impact. I think looking at this gives me, okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit of PTSD, because me, YY, and CF, we were back and forth for like a week, and what warnings to show for the price difference and price impact, right, and how to define them. So I think there are two or three scenarios that we can think of. We will only show the price difference if it's more than 5%. But if price impact is more than 5%, we do not show the price difference pill, but we only show the price impact pill. And if your trade size is actually more than, if I'm not mistaken, it's 1,000 USDC worth, would recommend you to do a DCA instead. So that's a very brief gist of it. It took us about 3 to 5 days to figure this out. Yeah. And to determine what is clearest and what's best to show for the user.
Yeah,
I think one thing that's very cool here is that you can think about price difference as like, it's comparing to the last swap price on bird eye. But price impacts actually are like how do I say? It's actually the current price on chain that we have. So it's actually slightly different. So you can see about one is real time price, the other one is like last swap price. Sometimes like for hot pair, right, it can be very close. Like you have swap all happenings all the time. For pairs that are not active, you can see price difference and price impact can be very different. Yeah. Like Sol USDC, you can see price difference and price impact quite close to each other because on-chain price and last swap almost in real time because there's people swapping it all the time. But if you do like maybe I don't know some I don't know what token is hot but not popular right now. But those kind of token you can start seeing the difference and the impact can drift very big. Yeah.
You see, today I learned.
Actually, suddenly it felt like a lecture from Siong. Yeah, but I think all this basically what everything that we do try to protect like you guys and protect our users from from performing bad
And also
swap.
price impact on Jupiter is actually very different. People ask me all the time, like, how do we calculate price impact
Ooh, how?
like on Jupiter? Because usually, on the specs, on one AMM, right, it's very easy because liquidity is in one pool, right? So you can easily know if we remove certain part of the liquidity, we will impact the price by this one within one pool. It's very easy. But on Jupiter context is very different because we look at liquidity across all chain, right? So when we calculate price impact, we actually have to look across the liquidity on chain. So we basically get price based on like that price. So we know, I think we are using 100 or something like that. Like I don't exactly know what's the number we tweak it all the time. But the idea here is that let's say the price right now with $100 swap is X. Then if someone do 1,000, then it go to Y. Then we know the difference, like the price impact. And we do it across all liquidity on chain. That's my wife.
Yes, we saw her. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole idea here is that instead of like looking at liquidity at one pool, we actually look at liquidity across everything on chain. Then we calculate the price impact based on the liquidity across our chain.
See the insane amount of like work and I think the thought process behind like each and every like small thing that you see on like Jupiter. So yeah, so I think that is the warning parts of the house. But still on the user protection side, we have our new button MEV Protect. Ooh, okay. This diagram looks a bit daunting. Okay, so we actually shipped like this new-ish button called MEV Protect. So you can see it on the right side where it says MEV Protect on. So what happens, I think, when you turn on this MEV Protect? Waikit will tell us now.
Yeah. So basically, if you want a very, very brief or a TLDR, the MEV protect button is actually almost like a shortcut for you to turn on a Jito mode. So instead of going to the settings button and selecting Jito mode there, the MEV protect button actually does that. I think when I was first building it, I was asking myself actually, like, it's only a shortcut, like would will it have a huge impact? But I think for users who go into the settings screen and find like the whole bunch of settings really scary to look at, pretty daunting, the MEV protect button actually serves as a very, very nice tool for them to not get sandwiched. So if the default settings for our transaction broadcasting is actually mixed, so we send it to the normal RPC as well as a Jito validator. But if the Solana chain is not congested and stuff like that, and you want to use the MEV protect button, you can turn it on and it only use Jito mode.
Yeah. So I think what to elaborate on what Waikit is saying, actually we have this setting hidden in our settings bar. They call like Geo only. So but we realized that hey, a lot of users are not like utilizing it or like they don't know what it like really means or what the impact of it is. Yep, I can see the comment for it. Then so I think we actually quite want to emphasize the MEV protect mode that the users can toggle on and off easily. So we brought it out of the settings that you see from the transaction broadcasting on the swap form, so it's easier for you to like toggle on and off. But
Actually, the comment just
uh,
now is very funny as well. Like
yeah,
on
oh,
Solana,
it's,
on Solana, I mean, I do agree that MVV protection works a lot better on larger size trade. But actually, on smaller size trade, obviously, it depends on how you define what smaller size trade is, right? But on Solana, everything is really small. Fees is like a couple cents, like less than a cent sometimes. Then trade can be like 50 cents. But the funny thing is that because everything is so cheap, like MVV searcher actually attack almost everything. Even things that if you look at the MVV searcher, the transaction they are doing or the attack they are doing on chain, sometimes can be like zero point 0.1 cent or zero point 0.0 cents. So sometimes like if you really just want to make sure that you are safe and like MVV protected, actually even couple bucks trade you can do it as well. Like there's no you know it might not make sense, but if you really want to, you can as well. Yeah, because in the end of the day, you might still save a few cents.
yeah. So okay, from what Siong say, it sounds like MV Protect is a lovely thing, right? So you might ask, I think some of our users have asked us, like, why don't we just permanently turn it on then, right? Like, if it sounds like such a good thing, and if it's like, so like, why do we not just like keep it on permanently?
Why do we not keep Math Protect on permanently?
Mm,
I
yeah.
think because when we submit transactions, to put it simply, is that every time there's a leader on Solana that validates all the transactions, it's not always a Jito client validator. So because Math Protect or like this Math Protect button basically sends your transaction only to Jito client validators, and not all the time it's them they are the leader. So we can't always turn it on, and you might miss some of the slots whereby they are not the leader. So we need to balance it out, and that's why we have a mixed mode that actually uses both RPC method and as well as the Jito only method. So it's like a balance of both. And then if you really need to turn on Jito Math Protect on, you can do it as well. So I think we default off for people, and then if they really need to use it, they will turn it on themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
while we're speaking of like priority fees and fees related fees related like ideas here, right? One thing I want to highlight as well is that recently we've seen like market activity increasing. So we've made a decision to basically change your default settings to something higher. So it was previously mixed. So if you see my screen, mixed and then turbo. But we've bumped it up to ultra settings. So this is to help you land transactions better. But it because of this decision and because of these optimizations to help you to land transactions easier, we've actually realized that because mixed mode uses both methods, right? What we do behind the scenes is that priority fees have different percentiles, but Jito uses a higher percentile when you're using Ultra. So Jito's Ultra percentile was around 95th percentile, and when the market activity like increased, the 95th percentile Jito tips were actually like 0.005 roughly around there, or maybe even more. So at that point in time, users were actually paying like, around the max cap. So we realized a bit too late, and then we afterwards we remedied by reducing the output of Jito to 75th percentile, which was significantly further away from the 95th percentile. So yeah, I think we're still trying to improve and balance between helping users to optimize for transactions as well as not making them overpay for the transactions as well. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. I think we. Oh, okay. We have a question here. So, is there any advantage using Chito only during pubs trade? Song, would you like?
Yes, for sure. But same thing that might happen, or like what I say, because the way we do this is that if you use Zito, right? Zito now own about 80% of the validating nodes, right? So 20% of the time you might not, even you try to tip, the leader might not be the validator might not be Zito client. I mean Zito validator. So think about this, right? If you happen to be on the 20%, right, then your transaction might take a while to land. Because one leader usually lead about 4 slots. I think 3 or 4 slots. I don't exactly remember the numbers. 3 to 4 swap means 1 to 2 seconds. So during the 1 to 2 second, right, even if you try to tip Zito, the transaction might not land. So for perps, right, it's a very tricky situation in the sense that some people really want it to be fast. Like 1 or 2 seconds can be slow for them. So in that case, then you might have to wait 1 or 2 seconds, sometimes 2-3 seconds before Zito validator come out and can start picking up your transaction as well. And also you have to remember this as well, because during the 1 or 2 seconds, right, there will be many people trying to compete into Zito as well. So when a new leader come up, there's Zito validator, you will have to compete with a lot more transaction to land. They might delay a couple swap later as well. Yeah. So I would say it's helpful if it's Zito leader. It might not be helpful when the leader is not Zito.
There we have it. So
But sooner or later, you don't have to worry about all this problem anymore. This is even better. Yeah.
we will touch on that briefly later on. So don't need to jump the gun. Okay, so that's the three things that we majorly wanted to talk about from like Spot UI perspective. And like, Waikit, anything else to add?
No, all good.
Yes, this is the man who will be making the future of all like Spot UI changes.
Are we showing anything? Are we showing anything that we are working on, or no? No at all.
Are we teasing
I
something?
saw something that Waikit was working on yesterday. It was pretty cool, but I guess we can share next time. Yeah.
Share next time. We will always have product updates. So this just Okay.
Just
We will
just
definitely
Look
share.
into his settings.
Just a 5-second teaser.
Okay,
It comes
5,
into settings, and we
4,
are improving it for our
3.
users.
I think one idea
Okay.
here is that the setting now is actually still, we think still not simplified enough. It's not user friendly enough. I think we can make it better. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, that's our next
On.
quest. Yeah.
Spot
So
on.
yes, thank you, Waikit.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, the next man. Ooh. Are we revealing that? What? Oh, it's fun. Okay, 5 seconds. Okay, yeah. Okay, next.
That's the actual 5-second UI preview. Yeah.
Yes.
Go
Okay,
away.
Next we will have Yusuf. Okay, so we can bring him on and then we can introduce. Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
JM.
JM. Yes, I can see the introduction on the screen. I'm looking at it for the first time.
Yep.
Yes.
I think
How
maybe
dare?
Yusuf, you can,
Yeah.
give yourself.
Introduce it yourself. Yeah.
Yep. So hi guys. My name is Yusuf and I go online by Arzain. You can find me on like Twitter and Discord. I'm basically gonna be the guy who you guys will complain to if limit orders ever goes wrong. Obviously you can shoot Haute as well. Anyhow. But yeah, I'll be the one fixing things if things ever go wrong.
Yeah. Essentially, new guy that you can complain to. Yes, but yeah, but before we can even make limit orders great again, honestly, what was our previous issue? I think Haoze mentioned it on plenary call previously, but like honestly, how does our a hardship for you? How does our limit order keeper actually work?
Okay, so I think before I get into that, I have to give a bit of like the TLDR law of like how LO as a whole works on like Jupyter. So I think the goal was for us to be able to provide like a better trading experience to users, and limit orders were a way to introduce like a centralized exchange experience when trading on chain. But something that we, at least for me, I do want to highlight is the central exchange order books are itself a market maker and supports only like major tokens. It's quite rare to find like a centralized exchange where you can straight away start trading meme coins. And I think that's something that spot limit order in Jupyter actually like really excels at, where, NFA, but like maybe you want to trade Mudang or like
Hey.
Pesto. NFA, mandatory NFA. But yeah, it's difficult to find like a place where you can easily set like, in our current version, take profit limit orders. for all these like meme coins. So I think when MasterChef Hao Jie first like started cooking up limit orders, it was working great. Like he was telling me his experience about how, I mean, yeah, at the start it was a bit difficult to work with, but then he eventually made it work. But then meme coins exploded on Solana. And when meme coins explode, so does like the number of orders on, like, people are creating like, a bunch of orders on like limit orders. And that's where the keepers can't keep up. Yeah. So this was the version of like limit orders as it was previously. How it works is we basically go through every single orders that are placed on chain. We filter them by their price, in a sense, to see whether they're fillable or not. And then we basically have like a keeper cat to iterate through the entire open orders and try to fill them one by one. So the way you can kind of like visualize it is you have all your open orders in like a Chrome tab, in a Chrome browser, and you have a cat just control tab, swap, control tab, swap, control tab, swap. Essentially, that's what's happening behind the scenes. So
Damn.
yeah, it was working fine at the start, but like I said, the moment like the number of orders like increased exponentially, I think as of today, I just checked the numbers earlier, we have like 77,000 open orders currently. Yeah, so we have to like filter through and like iterate through and try to fill all these orders. So yeah, so that's something that the original version of like the Keeper Cat couldn't keep up with.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
okay.
that's a very good overview. And like what Yusuf mentioned, more meme coins equals way more orders. And what was it, like 70,000 open orders right now?
Yeah, currently it's like
That's
73,000.
a lot of orders that you have to go through. Imagine like the system whereby you just iterate over one at a time. 70,000 what Chrome tabs?
Yep.
Go through, yeah, each of them.
I can't even do more than 5. Because I'm a lousy
Okay.
keeper cat. Okay,
Yeah, and
so
then I think Yusuf made like, deep dive into how LO keepers work, and then, made some optimizations, heavy optimizations on it over like the past 1.5 months. So
Yep.
yeah, please share more how you do it.
Right. So I think the pretty simple solution is just get more cats, right? But the technicality of it and making all of this work together is a little challenging. But here's like my 1.5 months experience boiled down to like, I guess, a minute, which is essentially each cat is in charge of like a smaller subset of orders. So we group orders by like, let's say, Sol USDT and Sol USDC in like one group. Then maybe you have like the stable pairs in like another group. And we have cats in charge of all these groups that are basically still doing what they originally do for the first version of the cat keepers. So this in itself already brings up so much gains. Anecdotally, previously we were hitting around 5 minutes on average to kind of fill an order, that even though we hit the price. And there are some extreme cases of like the price is already hit for like more than 30 minutes and the orders are still not executing. And that's really because there are so many orders to go through, and it wasn't really optimized for size. Yep. So with this, how essentially it works is you can think of the first version, but now many more. So you have all your open orders, and each keeper cat kind of goes through. No worry.
ooh, technical difficulties. Okay, yeah, more keeper cats. Continue.
Yep. So we got more keeper cats, and each cat literally goes through all the orders and finds out which ones are fillable. And once they're fillable, it tries to execute a swap. So I think the swap execution part is something to highlight as well. People often compare us to like, there are often times where people like show us like, hey, I set my price here and the price like wicked below here or like wicked above. Why didn't the swap execute, right? And the short answer to that is there's a lot of reasons, but the main reason would be there are the price is being filled up at a very fast rate. Imagine our keeper cats are iterating through every orders, but there are other arbitragers specifically focusing on a certain pair, and they can easily buy up those wicks much faster than any of our then our keeper cats. Yep. And this is obviously very different from how centralized order books work as well, where they can like straight away just execute at like market price or like buy whichever's like the lowest selling price and then so on.
I'm sorry. I promise I'm listening. I'm just distracted. I try to bring up the escalator drawer. But yes, sorry. Song, do you have anything to add?
No, I think it's very cool because like I think when we started, like, you know, at most we were doing like a couple hundred orders a day, so that was easy. Now, like, you know, you see like 77,000 is insane. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite bad. And like the performance wise has been actually quite good. I think between like the two keepers that have deployed, it's sharing between like I would say conservatively around 12,000 orders a day between the two. And this also includes like partial orders where we couldn't fully fill the current order, so we just partially fill it. But I think these are pretty good heuristics.
And so we are working on a upgraded version of this as well, right? Isn't it? Like something that we might allow stop loss and stuff like that as well.
Oh, I guess the cat's out of the bag. But yes, we are exploring that as well because there are a lot of times where people.
Song is just an alpha giver. I don't know what's happening here.
I think it's fine. It's fine. Like the whole idea here is not giving alpha. The whole idea here is like to listen to like share
Yes.
things that we are working on, and you know, it might not work. All these are experiments, but you know, ideally we can eventually launch it. But you know, to see what people think about this, are people excited for it? You know,
Right.
the worst case is that we work on something that people ended up not being too excited about. They don't actually want it. Like now we're just getting feedback. Yeah, things like that.
Yeah. So as Siong mentioned, like we are currently exploring on integrating stop loss as well. Obviously, not very easy. The current issue is stop loss, like using limit orders as stop loss, is that let's say we are trying to sell Solana at we're gonna try to buy Solana at $100. So let's say we open up an order, say like, okay, we only want to buy or like sell Solana once it hits $100. Because of the way limit orders work, which is essentially is trying to swap on chain, it's as good as saying, find me a route that I can buy Solana for $100. And there might be some bad pools that are not like balanced well or like very low liquidity, and it will actually like fill the amount. And that's not what users want. Yeah. So this is the main reason why we're exploring stop loss. Like I would personally also use stop loss. Yeah, if not, I won't see all my meme coin backs go to zero, but who knows?
Oh, okay. We have a question here. So, do we think that Jupiter limit order swaps can beat Sexes in performance? Siong? How?
Oh, I have to answer this? Okay. I mean, like technically it's impossible because like, you know, we don't control the order book. It's actually the liquidity is for anyone to grab. The cooler things like about anything on chain is that you know, anyone can pick it up, anyone can integrate. So our cat keeper, they are trying their best to buy the order for you, to secure the liquidity for you. But at the same time, we are also competing with everyone as well. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, but we always try our best and make like better optimization as we go along. So yeah, definitely we'll try to get closer even to a sex-like experience, no matter.
Actually, I want to see what other people think about it. It's because we call it limit order right now. So a lot of people think that it's like, you know, it's like a limit order on any central exchanges, right? When the price hit, you should execute things like that. We were thinking about playing with the name, like, you know, make it more suitable to what it means. One thing that like we were talking about is like we call it trigger order. So the way it works is that we will trigger the operation for you, like when it hit the price, but it doesn't really guarantee. But I mean, obviously, we want it to work like 99.9% of the time, but we know it won't be 100%. So maybe changing the name will make more sense. And you know, like the idea here is like it's a trigger. So when it hit there, we'll try to buy for you. And another thing that we're thinking about is like we allow you to have certain percentage as well. So for example, let's say the order get triggered at $100, but we allow you to say, okay, let's have a margin of like 2% up and like, you know, top and below, and usually below, or depend on buy or sell. So basically, like within the 2%, as long as the price within the margin and it hit the trigger price, then we will buy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I've gotten user feedback on as well. But it's like it would be great if, especially when it comes to like meme coins, right? It would be great if you can, in a sense, and I use this quite loosely, like set slippage to limit orders, because currently limit orders execute at like 0% slippage. So whether if the price during execution like falls or like slips up, we straight away just don't execute it, because I think on our part it's more like not really fair for the users to like execute it at a price that they didn't set it at.
Ooh, yeah, we have a question from Scarlett. So isn't that just like DCA with pricing strategy?
Similar, I would say quite similar. Yeah.
I think to add on, like to try to answer the question, DCA I feel is more like a timing-based intent. Like your intention of using DCA is, okay, maybe every interval I want to buy this amount, and then the secondary option is if it hits this price or if it is within this price range, that's when you want to execute the DCA. Versus limit order, the intent of limit order is if it hits this price, do it. So there's no timing-based intent there.
Yep, there we go. Okay, thank you so much. My co-host is trying to come back for many times, but yes, thank you so much, Yusuf. I think we had a great explanation with the keeper cat, and so yeah, I hope you make limit order great again, because that's what everybody's waiting for. So yeah,
It's a tall order, but I'm trying.
great. Okay, thank you, Yusuf. Yes, YY, are you back for reals? Will you disappear on
back.
me?
Okay. I don't know why, but the Wi-Fi keeps dying on me. But I should be
Because you live
okay
in
for now.
Singapore.
Hey. Okay, well, doesn't matter, because we are right at the next part. So yeah,
Yeah, I hope
on to you.
my Wi-Fi stops dying on me, because this part, Ruwan is actually beside me. So the Wi-Fi can't die, basically. Yeah. So
I was reading this, I
Oh,
thought it's like Dota. I was like, oh no, data. Okay, never mind.
data.
I can see what is in your mind now. Okay, go Ruwan. Yeah.
It's good to see everyone here. I am Ruwan from Jupe. Yes, working mainly on aggregating the data stream that is using that the sub products are actually using. So it's an effort that we have been working on to sort of gather all the on-chain data for the spot products. So while Master Anihua is actually working on improvising the LO metrics, the LO execution rate, and Disciple Yusuf is helping him on that. I am gathering all the data from the different spot products, DCA, VA, and LO, to make sure that it actually streams in fast enough for the users to actually see their orders getting executed on chain. So from Jupiter side, we actually want to let the users, we try our best to help users execute transactions on the spot products. We make sure that they get the good rates that they want, as well as see that information being reflected on the jup.ag UI.
Yeah, I think across like the previous 1.5 months, we've been slowly using Solana FM's help, to use the historical data to show on the spot products itself. So, Sian, if you go,
Yep.
We have alpha, right? Do we have alpha here?
Oh,
Alpha.
not really alpha. Maybe the DCA
I-
part is an alpha, because it's a new layer that we're experimenting. But I remember like clearly there was one day when I was in Malaysia, we were comparing like Siong's swap crawler versus like Ruwan.
Oh, they're gone. I'm so sad now. Okay. Yes.
But
Xiang,
I
what
think
were you
one thing
comparing?
that's very cool is that I think Ruwan is also working on something that I think we are also testing right now. That will be quite cool as well. I mean, hopefully you can show something.
Okay, my man, you're back. Okay.
I'm back, guys. Hello.
Okay. See, guys,
Okay, continue,
Wi-Fi
sorry.
most important. Okay. Oh, yes, you were talking about comparing to Xiong's.
Yeah, we were comparing to like Siong's swap crawler, which was the old version that we used. We can tell like there was some significance that what Ruwan has built was like way faster. It was immediately like
Hey,
subsidized.
you have to give me some credit, Like I do that, I do that, like like a day worth of work, but hardly maintain shitty written code. I think was my first like JavaScript project or things like that. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think we are fortunate to have the Solana FM team to join us to solidify with a lot of our infrastructure, historical data, a lot of data basically, and a lot of infrastructure. So yeah, it's good to have them here. And then Ruwan can share more about some alpha that we have on the Spot UI.
Some alpha coming up your way on the Spot UI. So if we can just move the Excalibur slightly towards the right.
Oh no. Explain.
Okay, looks like I have to explain how the data is actually being crawled with the new architecture that I have in place right now.
Is it big enough? Should I zoom in?
You zoom in a little bit more. Thank you, Sian. So how it works is that we establish a geyser stream that streams in the confirm blocks on chain, so that we get the data fast enough as long as your transactions are actually confirmed and published to the validators for finalization. We get that data in, we have a in-house deserializer where it sort of deserializes the instructions data in the transaction to sort of see, is this a keeper executed field orders, or is it a newly open spot product position, and get that data reflected on chain on Jup.ag. So I think the key idea that we want to have for this data stream to be fast enough is so that when we want to improve on the performance of the keepers, we can actually use this historical data to see like what kind of events that happens on the chain itself. Are those events actually affecting the transactions lending rate, or is it some other reason? So it actually helps us a lot in trying to troubleshoot on improvising the keeper's transaction lending performance, as well as lending it with the right rates that the user wants. So that's a brief overview of how it is currently structured. And then we will move on to alpha. So alpha that is coming right up, it's currently deployed on edge.jup.ag. If you check out the connect wallet button, you can basically see from the previous view that we have in the actually production jup.ag is basically a breakdown of your token holdings as well as your swap history. But we came up with an idea that we want to provide the users a way to see their portfolio holdings together with the spot product positions aggregated across all Jupiter products. So we actually provide now a portfolio tab for you to see your holdings. It's basically whatever tokens you have that is tradable on Jupiter in your wallet account, as well as all the existing spot product positions that have yet to be fulfilled fully. So we know the money is yours. We got to get it up on the portfolio because it's still your money anyway.
Yeah, 100%. I think like previously, all you have to go into every single tab, whether it's limit order, DCA, VA, to check your open orders. So now we have it all consolidated in one space for you to, how many open orders I have. I know that money is still there, not executed yet. So not panicking if I don't see them in my wallet, essentially.
Exactly.
Oh,
that's right.
Ruwan, the lady killer is getting some competition. I guess we can. Ooh.
Where did that come from? So I think just one more highlight on the actual portfolio UI itself is that, don't you guys think that it looks a bit too, like the color looks the same, like something else is missing? So there's actually an upcoming feature that I am looking to support, which is basically a P&L for your wallet holdings that you get to
hearing
see.
this for the first time.
Coming right up, shipping in the next few weeks and continuing to ship.
I think another cool thing about all these things, I mean, especially the portfolio view, is that I think actually we can do a lot more than that as well. Like P&L, I think another thing that would be cool is people also been asking as well, like, notifications when a limit order gets executed, when a perps trade get executed, how can I know, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Ooh,
one other thing
laying
is
down the future roadmap. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, YY.
one other thing is being able to export the history. I think everyone has been asking for that, not just for perps, even like LO, DCA as well. So I think that's a huge task as well to be able to
I mean, the
export.
cool thing about this is that, this is basically the whole infra that Ruwan is working on. Like, once we have that whole infra, we can start powering all these different things, notifications, exporting your trade history, like a holistic view of all your portfolio. Yeah, it's actually very cool.
I think essentially we want to have an integrated like trading experience where you don't really have to go elsewhere to check stuff. You trade here, you check here, you literally do everything here on Jube. So yeah, essentially, ooh, with Solana FM's profile ranking, trading styles can be done, cohort analysis, etc. Anything to add there, Ruwan?
Looks like people want a leaderboard system. Could be done with all the data that we are gathering right now. It is just an aggregation across the different products. So leaderboard system. Do keep the feedbacks coming along. You can direct it to me so that I get to know like what the users, as you guys, what you would love to see on the landing page for juke.ag.
Yeah, I think we will try to drop your Twitter somewhere in the chat for everybody. But yes,
Oh no, I'm docked.
yeah, everyone is dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, anything else to add from YY or Ruben?
All good. I think I finished up most of it. Yeah.
Okay, great. I hope that the Wi-Fi continues to stay strong as we continue to stay strong for this call. Oh, there we have it. We have Ruben being dogs right here on the call. Yeah. Okay, great. Oh, where is my co-host?
He's coming back soon. Give him a bit.
Oh, okay. Because the next up, we are talking about
Oh, it's my
man who is
turn.
doing.
Okay. Cool. So
Okay, Ruben will be
what
my
do I need to
co-host
talk
now.
about?
Yeah. Okay. So you have to like introduce yourself as the teddy bear of Jupiter first.
I'm the teddy bear of Jupiter. Hi everyone.
Yes. Okay. Also the man who gave a banging like Breakpoint
Actually,
speech.
let me talk about Breakpoint. Breakpoint is actually very interesting.
Okay.
It's actually my first time doing a very big, talk on the stage. I was pretty nervous, you can see. And one technical things that people don't see is that when I went on stage, right, people saw the exact same slide that I was supposed to talk about, but on the speaker screen downstairs, it was actually the deck from Carl from Bird Eye. I was like, okay, looking at this, like, okay, should I talk about Bird Eye? Should I talk about Jupiter? Obviously, I'm here to talk about Jupiter. So that threw me off a little bit. Then after that, obviously they fixed the deck. Then I could continue. It break the flow a little bit, but I think overall it's pretty cool. And one thing that's I just want to share a little bit more. It's like it's a one. I think it's like almost 10 days of working on it. Actually, no, 9 days, almost 9 days of working on it, like non-stop
Dude,
for 9 days.
you
Yeah.
no, you definitely were on it way longer. It's just that the 90s felt like a boot camp. I see you recite the speech over and over again. I felt like I could memorize certain parts of it. Yeah. So yeah, you guys.
And I think we have like 60 or 50, close to 60 iteration on the deck, so that it's like make sure that the flow is like correct, and we
Why
are
would know this?
delivering the message that we want. Yeah, but it's actually very cool. And on the stage, I can tell you, I can see, like obviously the team members are here. Then I think Mel was yelling on the other side. Then I think there are also I think some of the partners as well. I think Kiosk was like behind the scenes. I mean, like somewhere near the stage behind there as well. Yeah, it's I mean, it's what I'm trying to say is that it's not a person effort. It's like a group effort. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. I saw all the iterations of the slides, and and his speech. So yeah, that's the behind the scenes that you don't see for Breakpoint. Siong has a rock star reception at Breakpoint. I agree. I hear the cheers. Yeah, you can talk more about it later on. I think now we are talking about our aggregator, code API, and more. So YY, on to you to help Siong.
Yep. Okay, yeah, I think Siong has done like a lot of like deep level work, especially for like Jupyter Aggregator and like the program itself. So I think I'll just let Siong, take it away and then share everything he knows about this.
So one thing that Jupyter, like technically we are aggregator, then have everything in between. I mean the spot engine is the aggregator. We aggregate across all the liquidity on chain. So every time a swap happen, right, you go through our program. Then if you go through Radian, they will go to Radian. Then if you go through whatever partners that we're working with, they will just send the liquidity there. But the problem with it is that sometimes because it has to go through the Jupyter program first, it can take up quite a lot of CU. I'm not sure like people understand how Solana works. The way Solana works is that like instead of a fixed size for a block, it has a fixed number of compute unit, what we call compute unit CU per slot. So one slot has 48 million compute units. So the way it works is that one transaction is usually about 200-300k CU. So 200-300k CU, you can divide by like 48 million. That's the number. 48 million divided by 200-300k. There's a number of transactions you can fit into a slot. So obviously Jupyter. Now every slot we are doing about 20% of the slot, which means we take up 20% of the compute unit when every slot comes in, right? That can be a problem in the sense that if you're not using the CU very efficiently, then we will land less transactions in that case, because if we are using unnecessary CU, then less CU for other transactions to land. So one thing that we've been working on at the back is like how can we optimize the CU per Jupyter transactions? I'm not sure I can show you. Actually, maybe I have some kind of data right now. I'm not sure I cannot share my screen anyway. So basically, since the work been started, right? On average, one Jupyter transaction is about 160k. One thing that we did was to reduce the number of CU required to wrap the SOL. If anyone is doing SOL trade, whether it's in or out, we can cut it out by almost 20k. So after that deploy has been done, we see an average Jupyter transaction from 160k CU to about 140k CU. Then recently we also upgraded the Solana program that we compile our program in, and also we upgraded the Anchor program as well. So that cut another, I think, 20-30k. So now, if I'm not wrong, we are looking at about 120k on average per Jupyter transaction. So for 160k to 120k is a 25% improvement already. But now we are looking at another big step up improvement as well. It's a lot more work because we are rewriting the whole Jupyter contract. Almost getting rid of every single line that we have before. But at the same time, we're also making sure that all the integrator don't have to change anything. Even the user don't have to change anything to use the new contract. Technically, it's the same contract. It's a new contract, but the same interface. Yeah. So no changes needed for all our partners. Same thing that we are using, same thing that we are doing. But underlying contract is a totally new contract.
Yeah.
And with that improved, right, I think we can look at another 20-30% improvement from there. So we are looking at around, I think since the work started on improving CU, with this final work, if we can launch it, hopefully by, I think this week will be too optimistic, but like by end of next week, maybe 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Then without user knowing it, we're actually saving CU. But what's the point of saving CU, right? You might ask. The point of saving CU is that now whatever priority fee that you're paying actually is actually worth a lot more right now, because priority fee divided by CU That's how the transaction being ranked by the validator. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Siong, do you mention about saving priority fees yet?
Yeah, so technically it's the same amount of priority fees that you're paying for CU now worth a lot more. So you don't actually have to pay more right now. If you want to pay essentially the same thing with less CU, you're actually paying less priority fee. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are unaware about this, but I don't think they need to know. But I think to like summarize this effort of like optimizing or reducing compute units is that, you know, we allow more block space for Jupyter transactions to land, as well as reducing the priority fees as a whole. So yeah, so I think this is a lot of like low level work that we need to like relook at all the code and then trying to optimize on all the small little things that doesn't seem like it matters on a high level, but yeah, it's like a downstream effect of like all these important factors that will
Yeah,
play.
actually, the cool thing about this is a lot of products is being powered by our swap, right? Not just let's say you swap on Phantom is using Jupyter, you swap on Soulflare using Jupyter. So by reducing CU, it's actually a very big ecosystem effort as well. Like we are helping everyone in the sense that not just partners, even our products as well. You know, limit order will execute better. VADCA all will execute better with less CU. Now ApePro will do the same thing, will get the same benefit as well. Yeah, Perpetual as well, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is on the program, like Jupyter Aggregator program side of things. And then there's a whole other like side of infra, which is the code API. So seeing if you move the drawing to the side, yeah. So there's like a whole other set of like infrastructure that we are optimizing as well, which is the code API. And yeah, Sean can share more about, you know, what we are experimenting and trying to improve.
Yeah, so the code API, it's actually very interesting. Like one thing that we've been looking at is like latency. Like obviously, if user have to wait for like some time before a code come back, it's actually not great, right? I don't think it's 2 to 10 seconds now. I think less than 2 seconds. Like obviously now it's less than like it's actually quite fast. It's like less than 1 second. Our code API. But question is like sometimes it's a balance, right? You improve the latency, but you might not make the algorithm better. But the question is like, how can we make the algorithm better at the same time making the latency better as well? That is the key. Yeah. So now we are doing a bunch of experiments internally, like basically just to see if we remove certain like I would say like certain limitations on the code API to see whether the code latency go up or go down. If it goes up a little bit, but user can get a better pricing, even a little bit is always better. So it's a trade-off that we are testing internally with multiple like A/B testing to see what kind of parameters we can twin to get better price. Maybe sometime better price. We don't know yet. It might not be better price, but increase the latency, then it's not great, right? So that's one thing that we're working on. But obviously, like behind the scene, I mean, if people are using the self-hosted binary, they will notice, latency has improved quite a lot since launch. I think a lot of efforts being put in. Like the FM team has been very helpful on like playing with certain data structure on the coding engine to improve the latency. Zhenyu, I mean GY, I think was in the comment just now. He also put in also PA as well. They put in a lot to improve the coding engine in the way that just to find all the hotspot, to make it faster. Actually, one very cool thing, I'm not sure if people here will be interested, but I'll just share anyway. So on because the coding engine is written in Rust. The problem with Rust is that they want to make it safe in the sense that they implement the hashing algorithm that is quite good and quite safe to begin with. But the problem is that safety and efficiency and performance sometimes is a trade-off as well. You want to make it safe, but the performance might be slower. Then one thing that we did is that we were benchmarking the coding engine. Then we realized that wow, like the default Rust hashing function is not great. It's very slow. So we have to replace the default Rust hashing function. After the replacement, right, I think we saw like a quite big improvement, like a 20-30% improvement. That was actually quite cool to look at. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Didn't think that would have affected so much. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people.
like that will be one thing, right?
Yeah.
Because people writing anything, they was like, oh, this is the default library, powered by the default
Exactly.
thing. Like I will just use the default thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I have once again lost my co-host. But it's okay. We have Siong with us. So yeah. But I think, oh wow. That I guess the next thing
Oh,
after.
update on Breakpoint announcement. So we announced five
Oh,
things,
he is
right?
back.
Yeah, so we announced 5 things at Breakpoint. The API. So the API is up and running right now. People can start integrating with it. So we have the swap API, the token API, the pricing API. I think one thing we really need to put the effort on was pricing API. We need to make sure that I think people are still confused that like should they use the new one or the V2 or the old one, right? I think we should like start sunsetting the V1 and start getting more people on the V2. It seems like V2 is quite good right now. It's actually perfect right now, I think, in my sense. I think people should just migrate to V2. We can actually drop beta from V2 and just ask people to start using V2. Then the swap API, I think one thing about swap API, sorry, I'm just talking about the way I'm thinking about, so might not be. I mean, it's there already, but the problem with it's not a problem lah. It's more like the current swap API has a lot of settings that we internally use, but for partners they don't know. I think why we should take note of this as well. For example, the priority fee. People are still using the old way of like getting the priority fee, but we have a new way of doing it right now. I think we should point it out in the documentations. And all these things are there. All these things we launch, but partners still have like they don't actually know how to use it. So priority fee is one thing. I think another one is I was thinking about it, but I don't remember right now. But everything is out right now. Tokens API obviously is out as well. Anyone can use it. Yeah.
Yeah,
the
there's
dynamic
dynamic
slippage.
yeah.
The dynamic slippage and priority fees are there. We know how to use it, but the problem is that our partners don't really know how to use them correctly on their UI. Yeah, I think we should make it clear on our documentations and tell them how to set it properly. Yeah. Then
Yeah,
IFQ,
I think.
yes, IFQ.
Yes.
IFQ is the second thing. It's actually very cool as well. It's a bit delayed, but for better reasons. One thing we realized on our very first implementation, actually, it's actually funny as well. We actually annoyed our partners by a lot because we changed our implementation quite last minute. They were like, okay, so why are you guys changing this when we almost done with the integration, right? But one thing we realized during the testing is that it's actually quite slow on the user experience. Using the new upgraded design, right? Now user can do it a lot faster. And actually another cool thing about it is also gasless as well for the new RFQ. So basically, if you get the RFQ code that's better than on-chain code, you actually don't have to pay a single cents for your code to go through. That means if the chain is congested, the market maker is going to pay the priority fee for you, and you don't have to pay for it. If the market maker want to use Zito, they can use Zito as well to submit the transaction faster. So for you basically see a code. You say you want a code, you sign the transactions, send it off, then immediately the thing will show up in your wallet. Yeah. And the experience is during the testing is actually quite fast. Yeah. Hopefully we can roll it out sooner or later. I think the current roadmap right now is to have a simple UI for people to start doing it without directly comparing with the on-chain code yet. But sooner or later, when we feel comfortable, then we will start like merging it as a seamless UI on the spot product. People can immediately see, we will just compare behind the scenes. If on-chain price is better, you can swap on-chain. If the market maker offer better price, you can go directly with the market maker.
Yeah, I think apart from like no priority or like no gas fee needed, is no like technically no slippage as well, right? For
Yeah.
using RFQ method. Yeah. So I think that would be like a huge win for like, you know, stable assets between Sol, USDC. Yeah, there'll be a huge win.
And the cool thing about it is also like integration is a lot easier for the partners as well, the market maker. So the market maker, one thing we realize is that working with onboarding new liquidity sources on Solana, right? Because a lot of these market maker, they are very reputable, they are very big on Ethereum and all these other chain, right? So for them to first time working on Solana, it's a very different experience because they have to learn a lot of new things. The cool thing about the IFQ product right now, even for the market makers, it's very easy. Like they want to do it, it can be very easy. Yeah. So third thing is Perps V2. Yes, Perps V2 is being rolled out right now. We are trying to be a lot more careful in the sense that now it's a pretty big pool. Everything we roll out, we now make sure that at least 2 auditors look into the code on every new changes. If these two auditors say yes, then only we will roll it out. So things will be not a lot slower, but it will be slower than for good reasons, for security reasons. So that's one thing. And also another thing that is slower is because with all these new features coming out, right? The old current UI, not old, the current UI might not be, it's actually not the best. Like for example, limit order, it's very hard to put it on the current UI. So we have to change the UI a little bit as part of the upgrade. So even that I think if I'm not wrong, the new UI will come on Edge like this week or something like that, right? Yeah, so people can start trying out the new UI. So I think the roadmap right now is basically the new UI will come out first without the limit order, without all the things that we mentioned. People can get comfortable with the new UI. Obviously, we'll make sure the old UI is still there. People can switch, but we'll probably slowly sunset the old UI until people are familiar with the new UI. Then with the new UI up and running, the next thing is make sure the auditor are okay with the changes they were making. Then limit order will come online next. So when limit order come online, then people can do exactly, like someone was asking when limit order will come online. I think looking at the auditor and the code right now, it's probably going to be like 2 weeks to a month. But obviously, don't quote me on that. Things might happen. Auditor will make sure, like they might have some feedback on the changes and stuff like that. So hopefully, you can roll out limit order within a month. Then after that, we will look at we will basically launch gasless as well. Yeah. So that is the Perps V2 upgrade. Next thing, mobile apps it's actually in the App Store right now, which took us a lot of time to get it through because dealing with I'm not sure I can talk about this, but anyway, it takes us a while to get through the App Store. Finally, it's in the App Store. There's still things that we can improve. One thing about us is that we want to ship fast, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're shipping something that makes sense for our users. Because a lot of people, I think position for the mobile app is very important in the sense that a lot of people might think that like you're launching a mobile app, that means you are doing a wallet, like all these things. But for us, our app is not it's a Jupyter app. Like we don't want to freight, like it's not a wallet app. It's not like like we're not going to start doing like wallet for Ethereum, wallet for like Solana, wallet for like whatever. It's a Jupyter app. So what does it mean for a Jupyter app, right? Like for us, we want Jupyter is all about like making swapping very friendly on chain. How do we make the mobile app as close as to that, right? Actually, not just close, like even better than what you are doing right now on the Jupyter website, right? So I talk about like very easy on ramp, like with the mobile phone, you can easily use Google Pay, Apple Pay. We are still testing the experience to make it better. Then obviously the swapping experience as well, like how can you swap faster with less you don't have to sign all these things, so it can be faster. Yeah, how can we make sure everything is safe and secure as well? and what are the features that we can bring it on to make it more friendly and more like a Jupyter app. Yeah. Then there's the mobile app. Next thing was what? Yeah, ApePro. ApePro, I guess like people can sign up right now. I think they're going to talk about it later. I don't think you want me to talk about it.
Yeah, I think we
No,
can bring on.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that Siong is here talking about all this because I think we took out a lot of details about these 5 things that we are shipping from like the Breakpoint speech. But I think a lot of thought, a lot of what we think, what we are deciding along for all these 5 verticals or like 5 products. That is being like kind of like left out from like the Big Bang announcements at Breakpoint. So I'm so glad you're here to talk about this. Yeah, so I think it's a good download about all these products that the community can look forward to for the next few
I think
weeks.
one thing that we need to keep in mind is that like shipping products are the announcements are there, but we shouldn't rush it out because we announce. We have to make sure that we're delivering like the good experience. Like I know our user will be like our community will be like, oh, like like when can I use it? When can I use it? Like obviously we want you guys to. We are we are as excited as you to like we want it to like use it as well. But at the same time, we have to make sure that it's something that like really hit our bar. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think the products that we want to ship out to our users gotta be safe, gotta be intuitive, and gotta be something that you guys really want to use. So until we hit that bar, we're not going to like. We'll rather delay and then show you a better product than to ship out something shitty. Nobody will like to use anything shitty. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So we'll go back to being a co-host as we invite Joseph up to talk about ApePro. Hello.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Okay,
Yo.
I've learned that I have no slides for this and that you will show us something instead. Am I right? But before that, please introduce yourself, Joe.
Yeah, hi. I'm Joe. I'm working on ApePro. So we're trying to build this into Solana's meme coin hub.
Whoa. Wait. Oh, okay, there we have it. Okay, the face is back. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for the rotation, I guess. Yeah. So we're trying to build ApePro into Solana's meme coin hub. It's interesting because the name Ape is like super left curve and Pro is like super right curve. We're trying to bring that all into like a single platform. So 8 memes while still being pro. Yeah, that's what we're up to. And I think we'll have a few minutes to run through the platform, share with you guys what it can do.
Yeah, so if you don't already know, if you want early access to this, DM him. He has he will go through his Twitter, onboard you guys one by one to make sure that you guys have the early access. I think we'll drop his Twitter somewhere soon. But yeah, while he brings up the screen.
Yep. Exactly.
Loading.
Joseph is a white dwarf on border right now. Conceal of ApePro.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like raw dog, and the software we are using is like not helping. I literally have to like one email one by one. Yeah, my DMs are cooked now, but if you guys DM me, hit me up on Twitter. Definitely try to onboard like every single one. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yep,
Yes.
we can. Off you go.
All right, man. Let's start from even just the logging in process. So this is we are currently in the alpha, beta, whatever, early stage of the platform. So it's gated access only. Again, I have to onboard you guys individually if you want access. So yeah, hit me up on Twitter. That's I'm sure the guys will throw up my Twitter link.
Is this live
So,
right now? There's a lot of token coming in. That's crazy.
It's
there
live.
are.
It's
So
live.
and so I'll log in and you guys can see all the tokens, right? So we offer both like Web3 logins and your Web2 logins. So every single login method you will have a unique vault. So I mean, just this for alone, if you have one account per, you can have like 7 different vaults, right? So I'm gonna log in via Google. So
dogs.
you do that, whatever. If you guys email me
Online
block you
forever. Dogs.
or whatever, right? Yeah. So as you guys saw, there's no seed phrases involved. No need to key in any keys or anything. I just click Google a Google SSO. I'm logged in, right? And I'll get back to this every time. You can do the same on mobile as well. So on the go, pull up your phone, log in to Google Phantom or whatever, and you're in, right? So this is the front page. So right now it's the new tokens page. So yeah, you guys can see tokens are streaming in real time. There's Ching, there's Millie, there is this Hong Zhong, which is like a mahjong tile. Right, there's like probably the like 500th Mudeng, and I don't know what's up.
In Yang
Suddenly
Chat,
there's
in
a lot
Yang
of
Chat.
Chinese. Well, I don't know what's this
Hey,
Chinese
hey.
meta
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
coming
whoa.
up.
I think
Bullish.
I don't know, man.
Sorana, we need Sorana.
So
Right.
yeah, I'm actually so curious, like how the Chinese characters like would there be like a lot of that Chinese
think
character, because we also have like a filter and stuff.
I think the China community are figuring out Pan Pan right now. Maybe that's
Yeah,
why.
Yeah.
中国冷
Wow, this one
Whoa,
sensitive.
Whoa.
No.
This
Okay.
one's sensitive.
Oh.
I don't know what's
Everyone
happening,
just like
but
mocking us
Yeah.
like on screen while we're showing this. Anyways, let's move on.
yes.
I guess the
So,
Chinese new monetary policy is working out very well.
whoa. We aren't politicians. We aren't.
we aren't commenting on that.
Yeah, man. But yeah, new tokens streaming in real time. If you look at the market cap volume transaction, it's all updated in real time. You wanna ape into some whatever tokens, there's a quick buy option. You can toggle this whether it's like 0.1. So I mean, just for the lows, I'm gonna look through audits and okay, let's see if I find like some all 4 green ticks. Maybe we'll just like do it for demo purpose. Categorically not NFA, and yeah, you notice something interesting like this. Like there's actually no like token name. There's no symbol. You actually have to like key in CA. So I don't know. I feel like this recently came out also, this like no symbol, no name meta. But yeah, okay, for the lols, I guess I'm gonna click that one. I'm just gonna like whatever, click a few, right? So what this does, it submits the transaction just without leaving this page. Yeah, you can see all these transactions went through. And yeah, I'm a proud holder of 3 new tokens that yeah, I'm not sure what they are, but
Click some more.
yeah,
That's the
side
point, right? Not sure what they are.
if
You
you
have to buy
actually look at my
CGP,
eyes,
man.
I was the one creating the tokens at the site. No, but JK. But you can still like sort between like within this page, what are the top traded tokens. So just note that for this new tokens page, these are a list of tokens that are created and they have at least one liquidity pool on supported dexes, and that's like Meteora, Radium, Orca, and within the last 24 hours, right? So it's it's specifically a 24-hour list. If you filter by like volume transactions, you can see exactly like what people are doing, and yeah, which ones are the most heavily transacted. But yeah, let's click into a random one. So I guess this is the top traded token in the last 24 hours for this 24-hour list. So yeah, it's Dong, part of the Chinese meta somehow. Yeah, it's created like almost just 5 hours ago. We've got so you can see all the token information here. We try to make things like as transparent as possible for you, so that I mean, sometimes data is not perfect. There might be some bugs here and there, but when you actually like drill down, you can actually see like, hey, okay, liquidity is 165k, and there's 1,000 pulled sold, right? So you know, like this is actually like, yeah, there is actually liquidity, because that I personally find it confusing when some other platforms they sometimes there's a like data bug and you see like liquidity is like whatever like 100 mil, but you actually don't know whether it's like, oh, what's in the pool, right? So We gave it a little touch to like let you actually see what's in the pool in real time. Yeah, you can toggle between like 1 hour, 6 hour, 24 hours. We have a checklist which we are constantly gonna add more metrics to it. So standard things like min authority, freeze authority, LP burn. Yeah, these are all metrics you can look at while considering whether to ape into a token, right? Transaction table, yeah, see what's happening in real time. When you hover over the transaction row, it'll pause so that like you don't like it's not too crazy for you, and you can actually like stare and this. So once you hover away, yeah, all the transactions continue streaming in again, right?
Well, that's
And
actually very cool.
Yeah, that's a very, very nice touch that I'm sure it'll be underlooked. Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to Ryan, our front end engineer, who did that. So he'll be happy. You can see I didn't have any transaction here, but yeah, maybe I should. So okay, I guess Dong is getting $1.50 of my money today.
Not financial advice,
It's a
people.
very expensive dong.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we'll see. Once these transactions go through, it should go into your transactions. Yeah, voila, it's here. I think this was literally added like today. We've been adding features like multiple features a day. Seriously, I haven't even seen this feature yet. So yeah, kudos again. Yeah, quick buys toggle. Obviously, if you want to sell, you can set like quick buy percentages. So I guess I'm kind of paper handed today. So Dong is not. Yeah, I'm gonna paper hand
Oh,
Dong. So let's say like you're getting
a
jittery,
green
you want to
candle.
just like GTFO out of it, just spam the quick sell. So I've just clicked it like 4 times. It should send like 4 separate transactions. We did quite a lot of optimization in terms of transaction lending. So we've been heavily tweaking that. So even in times of like Solana congestion, hopefully we'll still see pretty good performance. So yeah, you'll see man has paper handed. I've gotten out 0 positions left on Guotong, right? Yeah. If you are advanced setting enjoyer, set whatever settings you want, and other things. Yes, I mean, some folks like to see like tokens. I think typically like the small cap tokens, they like to see it in like market cap terms rather than like price. So yeah, you can do that. The whole you can I mean draw whatever line you want on this whole trading view thing in terms of market cap. If you even want to quote it in SOL, we support that as well. So yeah, you can toggle between price or market cap and USD or SOL terms. What else? If the def JITs, will be able to see it on the chart. You'll be able to see like, let me try to zoom out more. Yeah, there will be a label if the def sells or the def buys. So if somehow you don't want to see that, you can hide it. But yeah, that's kind of it for this token page. Before I move on, any questions from the Twitter or YouTube? Anyone pulled out?
And
No?
everyone's just saying like you're acting like a true ape as you click the buy and the sell.
Well, just for research purposes.
There you go. Joe is acting like a true ape. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, sadly, prices went down. You can see my SOL balance is dropping, not going up. It's kind of sad, but yeah, this is another token page. So it's Han Gems. We're trying to optimize this again for like new token launches. So this currently will be like from platforms like PumpFun. Moonshot should be coming out in I'm gonna say like 2 weeks. So if there are new launch metas, we would try our best to support them, and yeah, it'll all fall within some of likely this page. So again, you can see like new creations. You can see this yellow circle shows you like how much along it is along the bonding curve. So graduating soon, sorted descending order by the bonding curve. So you can see the lower you scroll, the less far along it is along the bonding curve. So oh yeah, look, and we have Chang'an and Huahua, which is migrating right now. So if we just click, you'll see, yeah, the liquidity is being migrated. So from Palm Fund, it's going to deploy the actual liquidity into Radium. And yeah, the feature I mentioned just now, you can see def buy here and def sold here. If you hover, you can actually see the numbers. So even before graduating, I guess def cheated a bit, but hey, it's still migrating. And yeah, the page should auto refresh. I don't know if
I
it'll
don't
stay
know how to
long
feel
enough.
about the dev selling right there, but
I mean, who are we to say it? I mean, there are users telling me that they actually want the dev to sell CTO. I don't know, man. We provide the platform, you do whatever you want with it. Carpe diem, guys. Oh yeah, some small features that we're gonna probably improve on it down the road. You can see like who's the dev and like how many mints. I've clicked some and I've seen like dev minting like 500 different tokens. We're gonna add a feature where you should be able to click into the dev and see exactly what, like a table of what he's launched. But soon TM for now. And yeah, I guess this pool is taking its time to migrate, so we're out. Back to Han Gems. Yeah, all these pools are the ones that just graduated. So yeah, these few are still stuck in migration. Once it gets graduated, yeah, you able to see based on the logos, the Pump Fund and Radium logos, that yeah, this has already deployed and it's a graduated token that was originally from Pump Fund. So yeah, Solana. I don't know if this is derogatory, but it's like Chinese Solana. Dev has minted 9 tokens. Maybe there'll be a funny version for Droop. I don't know, but yeah, always look out at the checklist. If top 10 holders are holding like super a lot, not a great sign. And yeah, I think I'm about there. I think I've run through the platform. Interested, hit me up on Twitter, early access. Yeah, once we feel like we are almost there, we will launch it to public. So hit me up soon.
yeah, most definitely. I think some of you are trying the alpha.ape.pro and you're wondering why you can't access it. It's because you literally need to DM Joseph so that he can give you the access. So even if you try to like do this link, it doesn't work. So yeah, sorry if it's like some of you are like, I see in the comment section that you are trying out, but yeah, this is what's happening.
Yeah, guys, don't try to sneak around. Call me. Personal onboarding. You get one-to-one feedback. You can scold me, whatever, right?
Okay. And I think we're pretty much done with our last product update of the day. Anything you want to add before you get like yeet off the stage, Joseph?
Nah. I mean, look at all these. Like I have 0.1 sold, 0.01 sold to everything. If you see this price being less than 10% or so, I'm down. So don't learn categorically NFA, but it'll be a fun platform.
Yep. And we
That's
have
it
it.
from me.
ApePro.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So it's the three of us. Anything to add, my fellow co-host?
Yeah, I mean,
think-
ApePro, I would say like it's like how do I say it? I always tell people, okay, behind the scene, I always tell people like there are people who trade. There are like people who have self custody wallet. They just want to trade a very safely way, very safely. Like they want to know they have the secret key. Then when we introduce ApePro, right? Obviously, there are a lot of platforms out there. They store the secret key on behalf of you. Actually, behind ApePro is actually a very cool security thing that we do. We actually run an MPC wallet, which are our third party. We're working with Web3 of our provider to make sure that the security key are not 100% controlled by us. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's like as secure as like your Keystone or your Ledger or like whatever, but it's close to that. Yeah. Instead of us having one copy of your exact secret key. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. I think as we go through the different products, I always realize that we always talk about user safety. We always talk about the user experience, how we literally help the user to make a better informed decision and like in a safe manner. So I think that is the recurring theme that I'm hearing from our call today. Yeah. Yes, YY, would you like to add anything?
I think this has been like a very fun call. We're trying a new different style. We don't have Cash here today. We don't have Meow here today. But we managed to pull off. I managed to disconnect 3 times. I'm
You
sorry about
counted?
that. I'll probably get a better laptop next time. And yeah, I think down the line we should do this more often. At least we would try to do this at least once a month, so that we are able to keep sharing our improvements, keep sharing our features, keep getting feedback from the community as well. I think this is super important as we keep going in this cycle of shipping more, getting more feedback, and then shipping more again. So I think this is a very, very fun session. So yeah, I think let's keep it up and then do more next time.
I also
100%.
follow our engineers. I think we should one thing very cool is that we want our engineers to be more up there to talk about what they are working on, to get feedback directly from our users. Also our product people as well. I think you can see like all the engineers today, everything they share. We also share their Twitter as well. They will share more online. They will share more publicly on what we're building and get more feedback directly as well.
Yeah.
Make sure we have a list of like all these cool.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, all these people like they can follow. Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
And
we have a
also
list.
complain to them directly. I mean, you can still complain to me, but you can also complain to them.
Yeah, we will make sure that they will hear the complaints directly on Twitter or the Discord. But yeah, I think a few last thing. I think a lot of people have been, hello, our next lady killer in line. No, okay, and then so a few last things that I think a lot of people are asking about poll apps. This is unfortunately not a planetary call as our product update. So no poll apps. Maybe we should do one next time. I don't know. But yeah,
I think we should do one next time for sure. I think it will be fun.
Maybe
A poll app.
Siong can hand draw a poem.
Yeah, a teddy
It'd be quite
bear.
legendary.
Yeah, we should all hand draw something. Then it will really be like unique.
Everyone get 2 stroke, then contribute to one big canvas.
Okay, we will think about that. Yeah, so maybe poll app for next time. But I think for today, thank you everyone for joining the session. I think it will help us greatly if you tell us what you like, what you don't like on Twitter, or even like the parts that interest you the most. Tag us. We will reply to everything. If we don't reply to everything, tag us again. Somewhere we will reply to everything. And I think we are making an extra step to really reach out to.
Talking about massage, someone said that I need a massage. Let me show you one thing. So I went to this massage 2 days ago.
Wow. Okay.
So I went to this massage 2 days ago, right? So it was like 2 hours. I mean, it's a legit one, not like some funky one.
Thanks for the clarification.
Then the guy offered me, it's like the person in charge there is like, oh, like you book a 2-hour massage. Why don't I give you this like extra 30 minutes thing? I was like, okay, what's the extra 30 minutes thing? And I was like, okay, let's try it out. Let's try it out. I mean, I was like, I don't really care what it is. Then he started doing this on my neck. I'm not sure you guys can see what. Can you guys see?
Looks like a beaten up.
He started like scraping my neck. Then like all these like bruises like start coming out on my neck for like 20 minutes. It wasn't painful though. It wasn't painful, but it was something like guasa, but not really guasa. So my back was like all bruises. I'm not sure is it still there or not.
We see the top part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so anyway, that is
that's
my massage experience.
Yeah. Very good product update.
Product engineer
Humans are
update.
product
I like
as
that.
well.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, yeah. But yes, If I see on Twitter today about Siong's bruises or guasha, yeah, like I don't know, but like, if you like enjoy that more than like the product updates, let us know too. So yeah, we'll see you online on Twitter and Discord. There we have it.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers. Thank you, everyone.